Hi, this is Dreaming Sheep, and welcome to episode 17 of Sheep's Nearly Vanilla Experience. As you can see behind us is the deactivated cobblestone generator. All I did was go in and replace the lava source blocks with lava stone, and yep, there's a shulker there. I forgot about the shulker. There's a reason for that. Zazra and I have been advancement hunting, and yeah, I thought I'd put the shulker on the top of this, and he teleported down there, and yeah. Good fun times. But this has been deactivated. I've made a copy of it. I'm not gonna lie, I full on copied it to another location in the mining world where it's loaded but obviously isn't affecting my client because it's not being rendered. Wow, those are going quite far and not coming anywhere near me. So yes, I will still use this as a build. Part of the idea was to build a whole load of spawn eggs for like different mobs around it. This is the first of them. I did a little test build off camera, not sure what it would look like. I'm not sure. I love the color, but I don't like all the sort of cartoony black outline on in these. They are the anti-block, I think. Yeah, anti-block from Chisel. They're just made with some glowstone. I'm trying to remember, around stone, I think it is, and T. We'll go to the white one. Yeah, so glowstone around glowstone. Stone bricks. Ooh, that can be any stone around glowstone, and then using that with a chisel you can change to whichever color you want. Now inside this I did actually put a spawner in. Why is there a zombie? Oh, that's probably you copying a zombie, because there's a zombie up there somewhere. Wow, that's a big range. I thought there was only like 30 blocks, but yeah, so we put a spawner in here. It was, I can't remember what type of spawner it was originally, but then all I did was crafted a parrot spawn egg. I'll do this on camera at some point. I just want to give you an update when you see this thing in the background. And it's just an egg. This is the parrot array, including redundancy. Interesting, a pair. Takes 3 parrots in a cage. So I actually had 4 of them. And I thought the best thing I could do was craft one of these and then craft a spawn egg and put it into a spawner. It took me ages to get 4. I did not want to get to 14, which is what's needed for this flying ring. But we did it, and I've got a flying ring now instead of the extra utilities ring. The only real difference is this makes you fly a lot faster, and it doesn't use GP at any point. So yeah, very useful. The parrots have to actually be on grass, which is why there's grass down here. I did have glass. I'll probably swap it out. But yeah, I'm not sure about the design. My problem will be when I come to like hostile mobs. This is like exactly 9 by 9 where the grass is. Obviously excluding, you know, that would include these areas and a little bit out there. I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I'd have no way of entering this safely. Other than obviously making a larger egg, which is definitely a possibility, but we'll see. I'm going to play around with it. We're not too sure yet. I will also cover a couple of other spawners that we've been doing. So I want to make some beacons in the end so I can kill some more dragons. And Zazra had this interesting idea to make an emerald farm. And we changed it just to pre-warn you. But what he did is he made this really big Tinker's smeltery. You can see it as a smeltery. There it is, with some stuff inside it. So you can see there is blood and seared stone. So as long as there is a liquid inside this tank, if there's a mob in there, including a player, you'll get blood, which is actually what's needed for the spawn eggs, the bucket of blood. It doesn't tell you a recipe, but all you do is you put your bucket into the Tinker's table and pour out 1 bucket's worth of blood onto it. That gives you a bucket of blood. There's other ways you can do it as well. I'll show you that very quickly. But yeah, what he was doing was using villagers in a smeltery, because apparently when you harm a villager in a smeltery, instead of getting blood, you get emerald. And this was working brilliantly, apart from the fact that it was incredibly slow. And we used the same idea where we took a spawner and crafted a villager spawn egg. Oh, I didn't cover that up. Whoopsie. Let's just do that quickly. Otherwise I will forget. That's better. Yeah, so a villager. There we go. So it takes a block of emerald, a golden apple, and otherwise the ingredients are the same. It's blood, XP, nether stars. You can see for a zombie villager, you've got a zombie and a villager egg. Thought that was quite a good idea. Thanks, WhatsApp. But yeah, we took a couple of spawners, we put villager eggs in them, and it just took forever. And then I thought, well, why don't we do the old modded Minecraft iron farms, which is using these Carmenite golems from the Twilight Forest. So we went over to a couple of the sort of gas towers in the Twilight Forest and picked up 3 spawners in the first tower and 3 spawners in the second tower. We're quite lucky to get 3 in each, and put them here instead. So the reason we had to get those spawners from there is there's no crafting recipe for these ones, or at least I haven't put one in the pack. I don't think there's any need, because obviously these spawners do exist. So yeah, and instead of crafting these, you would normally craft a iron golem, like a vanilla one. So yeah, but we've been doing this. The mobs, well, the golems do die naturally in there, which produces blood. And every now and again, I will just I will AFK over here and just swing. And swing and swing and swing. Because I have looting, I get a little bit more iron drops. And as you can see, we now have like quite a lot of iron. It's 15,000. I actually have a whole lot here for the beacons that will be used. I just actually have to craft the beacons to start with. But yeah, so we're getting iron. We're also getting blood by literally the bucket load, or the drum load. This is Zazra's bucket or drum. I have one at my house as well, and he's on 1038 buckets already. I don't think we'll ever use that much of it, but it's good to know. And then we have one more spawner. Now, this is kind of a secret one. It's the first one we ever did on the server, and it's generally the first one I ever do on a server in general. And I kind of wish this was possible in just vanilla Minecraft, but it's not. These are not real blocks. So I made a wither skeleton farm. Lots of this charred nether brick, which is quite nice if you ask me. It's just like black nether brick. I really like the look of it for this farm. And there is a lot of spawners down there. How many are there? 12 of them to be precise. Behind the walls, there are actually fans as well. If I quickly drop into spectator mode, I can show you this. So there's a little fan there. Around this corner, there's like 6 more of them. And then there's another one down there. And what those do is they push the skeletons from the back here to the front, just so that they can kind of see that we're here a little bit quicker. Oh, okay, at least I can fly. They get to us a bit quicker so they can get killed a bit quicker, really. Now, this, all their drops are picked up by an absorption hopper and put into a chest below. Yep, I get hit by these things quite a lot. They do spawn very quickly. And actually, there's a problem where they take too long to have their items filtered out of the chest. And they start piling up here. But yeah, not really an issue. But yeah, so they die, they go into the chest. The chest has a transfer pipe underneath, and that brings it all down here. So we're pretty much set for with the skeleton skulls, I think. All of these ones have void upgrades on them, so they will never go more than 2048. Everything just gets deleted. There is our overflow chest with just a few skeleton or wither skeleton trophies there. It shows you how long I have been AFK here just doing this, getting skulls non-stop, to the point that I actually now have beheading 5 on my sword, which helps. It means there's a 50% chance of dropping a skull, which is probably on top of the normal like 5% chance. I can't remember what the actual percentage is, plus the looting, which is like another 15% or something silly. So yeah, like every 10 skeletons I get 7 or 8 skulls. So really not an issue at the moment. But yeah, I wanted to show this. I really like it. If you're wondering how they're not getting through, there is this ineffable glass, which is made by extra utilities, and basically players can walk through it, but mobs can't. So I can easily walk through, but they get stuck on it. And then obviously having it at the top here means they can't get through, because that gap is now a 2 block height, and they need to be 3. I hope that's simple enough. It did make me think of something else I wanted to explain, but I have completely forgotten now. So I'm sure there might be a little cut at this point. If there is, enjoy. If not, I'm sure we'll be making beacons in the next little cutscene. Oh, I remember what it was. These were made in the exact same way as the parrot ones. If we do a skeleton, we can make wither skeletons using this recipe instead. So it's a necrotic bone and a wither skeleton skull, which are both wither skeleton drops. So we just grabbed 12 random spawners. There were like spiders. I can't remember where the spiders were from. Normal skeletons were in there as well. So what used to happen, and I'm pretty sure a mod has fixed this, and I don't know why, but you used to be able to put just a vanilla skeleton spawner in here, which I got from the Twilight Forest, which I thought maybe it's not vanilla, but I did test it with a proper vanilla one that I found somewhere. And that would spawn both vanilla, well not vanilla, but normal skeletons, the white bow and arrow ones, as well as wither skeletons, but it's not working. So we had to do it the long way with the sort of, with the eggs and everything. But it's worked out. We've got more than enough stuff to do whatever else we need now. Yeah. To get my first bit of blood, there were two ways I did it. First, as a player, I just sat inside the smeltery until I couldn't take any more damage, and then teleported out, healed up, and got back in over and over and over again. Takes quite a while. It's like 2 or 3 times that I had to do that, like that cycle, just to make one spawn egg. And it's quite a long process, like just sitting there taking damage and yeah, having to eat, which isn't as big a problem with the armor, but obviously the armor starts wearing out. So yeah, wasn't fun, but had to be done. After that, I managed to get a hold of a witch, and I can't remember how I got the witch in. Oh, I crafted a witch egg. That's what it was. Again, is very possible, thanks to little tweaks to the recipe. So I made a witch spawn egg and placed that inside the smeltery, and because they use potions of instant health, they just regenerate health, and they sit in the smeltery until it's pretty much full of blood, and then just sit there. If you do want to do that, just remember to name the witch, otherwise they despawn, which I found out the hard way as well. So yeah. And then what you can do is just have the smeltery output straight into a drum. It doesn't have to go into the table. And you can right click on that drum with a bucket and get your blood that way. Right, I think that's enough. Let's go make ourselves some beacons. Right, I realized I need to get some nether stars before I can get beacons. So I've just gone and got my combo up really high at Zazra's iron farm, just to show you how nice and easy it is to kill a wither. Unfortunately, the combo does go down faster than the wither can spawn and be killed. So yeah, it doesn't last that long, but it still makes it a bit quicker. I'm pretty sure I covered a lot of this. I've actually disabled it now. One of my sequences is over at Zazra's iron farm. I can't get it to work. The auto spawning thing. Like, the button does its thing, it runs through the sequence, and then everything just breaks. So, yeah. I'm gonna give it a few more, like, attempts, and eventually I'm sure I will get it, but until then, it's just gonna be the manual way, which, fortunately, doesn't really take that long. Thank you, modded Minecraft. But yeah, we'll be back. I think I now have 9 nether stars. I have 2 in my backpack. And we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so we're in the end, and I've made myself 12 beacons, as well as a tape measure, which is just 8 string around a dandelion yellow, and then 4 iron ingots around that, and it gives you a tape measure. I swear I just saw, that's why I saw red text. Okay. I want to place the beacons like 50 blocks in each corner. So a full-size beacon will do a squared area of 50 by 50. Oh, I think it's a radius. I'll have to double. I'm pretty sure it's a radius of 50 blocks. I'm gonna go double check that. I'll be back. Okay, the wiki doesn't say. It just says the affected area extends the range of 50 blocks. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm going to go 50, and I'm pretty confident that is the right range. So we right click and we get a starting measurement, and we go this way. I'm going to go all the way to 50 because it actually counts the first block as the first block he's standing on. And if we go out to 50, would be there. I can't mark that, so let's mark that with some stone. Is that too far away? I don't think it needs to be that far, because if we come like another 50 blocks this way, let's go and do that quickly. That's going to be on the other side of this pillar. That is 50 there. Yep, and we haven't gone sideways, so we mark that one. And then come over here. So as long as we are in line with this and that. Is that right? Yeah. So this is kind of where our beacons would be, not there. One of the downfalls of flying really quickly is it's hard to place blocks sometimes. So I'd have a beacon there and then one like 50 blocks this way, 50 there, 50 there. It feels a little bit far away. I don't know if they need to be that far. It will cover pretty much all of the island, which would be good. Yep. Yep, let's do that. We can I can do that. I can always build like another set on the inside if I really want to. We have enough stuff to do it. So first things first, let's get our angel block, because this is going to save the day for us. And then dig straight down, which we can do with ore excavator, and we just do a 1 by 1 straight down and to the bottom of the world. There is all our command blocks for the end dragon. Oh, and there we go. And then if we get a whole bunch of blocks out, and oh, the size of this, I have to do a 10 by 10 because I'm doing a little bit larger in the center. So those 3 there, and I don't want to lose my angel block. Those 3 there are going to be like the center blocks. So it's actually going to go up there. I think that's the size. And then we need to go 4 out in every direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just fill this in. Before we made the iron farm, the actual plan for this was to do it out of emeralds, believe it or not. Emeralds are currently less useful than iron to me, which seems really strange for Minecraft. And bearing in mind, I now have like, yeah, just over 5,000 in like emeralds on me, plus a few blocks at home. And the iron will be used for some speed upgrades that I want to use later on. So yeah, I kind of want to say thank you to Zaz on camera for the iron farm. It has definitely changed a few things for me. Now, I could do this with a builder's one, but I think that's going to make things a bit more difficult. I guess if we did this... Alright. Because I'm sure you don't want to watch me build a beacon. If I do that and then go into my tools, builder's wand. If you're wondering how you do that, if you open your backpack and you right click on another backpack, you can open the backpack. And if you right click on a crafting table, it gives you a crafting table, which is why that's in there. But if I do this, there we go. That's the way we want it. And then just to, oh, yeah. Fast flying, it's great, but it's actually really unhelpful at times. I can just extend that and extend that. And then if we do one last ring, and then put the 3 beacons on there, which shape did I want? It was this corner and then those 2 there. And obviously this is currently not working, or these ones are not working because there are blocks above them, but that's easy to change with some ore excavator. And yep, obviously that is up there, so we'll have to get rid of that, marking where the beacons will be. But if we come in, I need to make some sacrificial items. There we go, one of you, and piggybacking 2. Intriguing. Okay, this happens with beacons every now and again. I don't know why, but it does. I've never seen the piggybacking 2. But if we do this and this, I'm pretty certain we have a full-size beacon down here. Come on. You're on. There we go. So you are working. And if you're wondering where the 9th iron went, it probably went into my dank now. Yay. But things that we don't really need here is like jump boost. We definitely don't need haste, although haste could be good for obsidian. But we definitely want strength, and we definitely want resistance. So if we do resistance 2, and then we come in here and we do strength 2. And then in this one, we will do the haste, because we don't need jump boost, we can fly. We don't need speed because we're already fast enough, really. And then we'll put the regen on. And there we go. That gives us a little bit of being overpowered in the end. Now what I would like to do is just double check and see if it does extend to around here. Let's have a look. Oh dear. Oh, my night vision does. Yep, okay, so I definitely got the size wrong. When does it kick in? So it must be a diameter of 50 and not a radius, which is kind of a good thing. I like the idea of moving it. Oh, it should be kicking in around here. This is a lot smaller. It shouldn't be this small. Like, that does not feel like beacon size to me. No. Pretty sure it should be a lot larger than that. Yeah, okay. Definitely something not working. Oh, I wonder if beacons have been changed by mods or something. Because there's no way it would be this small. Oh, now it switches on. Yeah, like standing in the beam. Let's see if it's going to reset itself over here. Wow. What? Okay, I think something has changed how beacons work. I am going to have to go look through some mod configs and find out why. So it works down here. You're telling me it's like made it into an orb instead of being like, because it's meant to be anywhere from like 50 blocks from the like the pillars, not pillars but the beams, which is why it's always a good idea to put your beacons on the base layer. Right, I will do some testing and we will be back to see how we'll end this. I'll probably put some glass up here, make it look a bit different, and move them. We'll see. I'm a bit worried, but yeah. Wow, so a lot of testing later. It's actually been several hours now, but we have working beacons. Yes, we do. It turns out the problem was better FPS. Oh, this was testing. This needs to be fixed. No, I did that with actual blocks. So yeah, that needs to just be mined up and then filled up. Shall we do that? Do I have a builder's wand? I do. And then I should have enough endstone to fill this up because, well, I mined it out. There we go. Plus a little bit that probably goes here, but yeah. Where's that gone? There we go. There we go. That looks a little bit more natural again. Yeah, so better FPS. Apparently it changes the beacons in 2 different ways. One is the beam itself, and another is to create a fast beacon, just so that the game loads a bit faster. And yeah, that stops beacons from doing that thing. It was working, but only if you were in like this quarter of like the map kind of thing of the world, I guess, maybe a better word. But yeah, all fixed. So we will progress into doing another one, sort of 50 here, 50 there, 50 down there. You know how it goes. Another thing I will cover quickly before the next video is we've reset the nether. Yeah. It turns out not having bedrock on the top of the nether creates a lot of lag. Um, like just spending a few seconds up there, we're talking like 20 to 30 seconds, and the game almost froze completely. So I am going to risk my life and go through my portal because I don't know what's on the other side anymore. Hopefully my portal will be in the same place. Actually, before I do that, I wanted to check the location because I'll probably move my portal. Nope, it's still the same spot. Okay, that's good to know. Now, it does mean I want to mine my way down here again. We did do a copy of our Wither Spawner room, just so you know, and we will be bringing that back. Let's just do that. There we go. And now you get to see everything I had to deal with when I was doing this. I can't remember if we did it on camera, but what I might do is I could just bring it and put it here instead, so it's not as far away, although I do want to be more than 16 blocks. Okay. Now I'm going to go a little bit further, just because I don't really know like where I'm going to move my portal to if I get it to the correct coordinates, and I don't really want to end up moving myself closer to it again. And then if I carry on a little bit further, I can get back into solid rock down there. I just want to show you how it's going to be brought back in for those that have never used World Edit, for example. There we go. Now if I bring this back out here and I do this, there we go. Perfect. Now somewhere down this way is the Nether Fortress. Okay, that's useful. There we go. Okay, Nether Fortress is around here by the looks of it. Maybe there. Oh, what am I doing? That's just... No, it's not going to work if I do that, is it? Oh, it is. I was a little bit off. So this is the center block. So this is actually exactly where it used to be. So if we just do a schematic load, and I called it Wither Skelly. Well, that's not how you spell Skelly. Skelly spawners. Excellent. And then we do paste, and we should get everything back just as it was, without our ghost blocks over here. And everything is still in place. Everything is exactly as it was. So I'll come back. I'll sort all of this out, just because I don't think you really want to see it on camera. Ooh, on camera. I will also then continue the beacons, and I'll just show you when it's done. I'll probably do some sort of colored glass on it as well, and we'll show you the end of that and probably call it a wrap. So we'll be back in just a couple of seconds. And believe it or not, it is nearly a month later. So everything in this episode was recorded around the 8th of March, and today is now the 6th of April? 6th of April. Running out of backlog. I've got a few more videos recorded, but there's been a big update, and I completely forgot to film an outro to this, so I'm going to do it now. First things first, we have a dragon egg over here. I don't know why, but there's a dragon egg over there. Another thing is we've got duplicating dragon eggs working. So if I put like 3 in here, I should end up with 64 on the other side, hopefully. And all that is a sort of, what's this thing? A fence post underneath the portal in just the right spot. And then I think it's 5 or 6 blocks above the portal. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That puts it. You place your dragon egg there, and yeah, you go through. I should end up with 61 or 64. 63. Okay, so the first one must be one that ends up being placed there. But another thing you'll probably notice pretty quickly is I got bored and I did this. Yeah, not the prettiest thing in the world, but I'm using the factory blocks just for this. And we've got a nice little ramp to go out into the end with a little cave built around it, just so it's kind of safe. And the most important thing is the beacons are done, and they work. As you can see, no real problems here, and hopefully no real problems here. Yeah, everything's fixed and working. I'm a happy sheep. Another thing I've done is up here is whenever we kill a dragon, come on fences, it produces a dragon egg that lands there. And all we do is we trigger that and we get a dragon egg thingy. I've been tempted to try and put a torch down here. Do I have a hopper on me? I don't. Let me do that quickly. If I can make a hopper, you're not going to let me do anything there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In you go. And 2 of you. That should get me a hopper. If I can open my crafting table. There is the hopper. Let's swap those over and put it here. Oh, I don't really want it facing that way. Let's do that. And we have you facing this way, you facing this way. And if we put a torch on here, what I'm hoping is as the dragon egg comes down, can I mimic this? If we do this, put a dragon egg there, and then remove these, the dragon egg should fall down and turn into an entity and be placed in there. Hopefully that will work. I'm not entirely sure, and then we can get rid of this. It's really annoying. But another thing you'll see is the RF Tools screen. Now inside this screen, if I can access it, is a button module. And you can edit whatever you want in here. This button module is linked to a transmitter underneath, this transmitter. And you can probably just about see above all of the crystals, there are receivers. And they all have TNT in them. So what we do is we summon the dragon, click on this button, and TNT gets dropped down. Obviously wait until the dragon has spawned, because the crystals are invulnerable, undestroyable, unbreakable, until the dragon has actually been summoned completely. And then yeah, that gets rid of all of the crystals nice and quickly. The only downfall is we don't have enough gunpowder to fill this up, really. The method of duplicating the dragon egg, we can actually use that to duplicate sand. So no real problems there, just going to be a gunpowder issue. And the very last thing I want to cover just before we wrap up today's episode is you can see the beacons have been colored. I can't remember. Yep, I used Tinker's Glass. There's a few different colors down there. I think there's black underneath the purple. Yep, black. And that gives that sort of more rich, dark purple. But that is about it for this episode. There's a lot happening in the next episode whenever I actually get around to completely finishing it. But I hope you've enjoyed, and I will catch you next week. Bye-bye.